Some go to wilderness to hunt or fish, some for exercise, some to find themselves, and others to lose themselves. Those who study the history of humans know that this has always been our way.
I had a guide once who, in high school, and he said, honestly, it doesn't really matter to me who's on my group, who's in my group, who's on my trip. I just do the logistics, I get you guys out here, and then I let the wilderness do what it does to people. I think that's probably the most valuable part of the experience is really just making the experience happen for people, doing what we can to let it happen for other people.
So one of the really cool things about wilderness, I think, is all of the experiences that we can have out there, just a variety of experiences. There's a typical things you think about recreation-wise, like going out hiking on a trail and picking huckleberries or going fishing in a mountain lake. But there's all those things that you don't think about that make wilderness really special. Things like laying out under the stars in your sleeping bag at night and looking up at the sky and seeing stars like you've never seen them before, just so bright and so spectacular.
Just in the wild, whether it's a national forest or in a wilderness area, they're all unique and special. And I feel like I learned so much, not just about my surroundings, but also myself. And so I think it's really important for everyone to kind of go through that kind of journey.
Wilderness gives us the opportunity to feel like we may be the only ones who have ever been there. We're the only ones that have ever stood on the top of that mountain. We're the only ones that have ever swam in that alpine lake. We're the only ones that have seen that exact view. And it's such a special feeling to have that.
Not everything that we do here is going to be, smiles. It's not going to be happy. Sometimes you have to hike farther and harder than you want to. Sometimes your pack is way too heavy. But basically, that's sort of what makes things, what makes you so excited about certain little things, like having, say, macaroni for dinner. Like, that just makes you so joyful about that because your day wasn't, perfect, and that's part of it. And that's also what helps you live so simply, is because through that kind of determination and kind of facing that pain, you cut all the haze out and you learn to sort of feel tired and be hungry and deserve what you have.
I think that kids that spend a little bit of time in the wilderness go away with an increase in self-confidence and self-esteem. When you can go out into the wild and you can be out there for 2 or 3 or 4 days or a week or 2 weeks, if you backpack or ride horses or however you do it, you go away thinking, there's a lot that I didn't know I had the capability of doing. If I can do that, well, then I can probably do a lot of other things I didn't know that I could do. And so, I just think that one of the great things about wilderness is that it does build kids' self-confidence. And of course, that then manifests itself into all sorts of advantages that they'll have now and in the future.
Designated wilderness represents only a small percentage of the U.S. landmass, yet it is only within wilderness that some experiences can reach their ultimate expression.